Hey, hey, this is Midas. This is Brianna, Stephanie, Monique, Gloria, Sky, and Carlos. My name is Christopher Duchene, and I'm going to be talking all about gay marriage today. Gay marriage or marriage is an institution that has always been tied into the American dream. Basically, we all strive to establish a successful career. We want to find the one we truly love. We get married and we start a family. That's something that most Americans do strive for in order to be happy in life. Unfortunately, not everyone is able to do that. The gay community has been excluded from the definition of marriage for many reasons. Many of those reasons are also outdated and make no sense in today's modern society. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is I'm going to bring to the table many of the arguments that people use against gay marriage, and I'm going to show why they have no merit. One of the most common arguments is that gay marriage is unnatural and that gay people can't procreate. According to Murray Lip of the Huffington Post, he wrote an article titled "The Top 10 Arguments Against Gay Marriage." He states that marriage was created by people, for people. Marriage had nothing to do with nature. In order for something to be considered unnatural, it would have to be made by nature. So when people say that it's unnatural for two people who love each other and want to spend the rest of their lives together to get married, it doesn't really make any sense. And those people will try to counter that and say, well, it's unnatural because two gay people can't procreate, they can't create life, they can't have children together. And he goes on to state that there are many heterosexual couples who can have children, but they choose not to for personal reasons, or sadly they are unable to produce children due to physical incapabilities. Or there are who can, but they choose to adopt rather than have children of their own. I think adoption is a great solution for gay couples who do want to have a family, because giving the gift of family, love and security to a child who has lived without is just as beautiful as giving life to a newborn baby. Another argument used against gay marriage is that has to do with the raising of children. People believe that a mother and a father are necessary in order for a child to be raised with a sense of normalcy in their life. We saw this, that argument is used often in politics, and we saw it a lot in the 2012 election with Mitt Romney running against President Obama. Every time the topic of gay marriage came up, he stated that he believes a mother and a father are necessary, and that two gay people raising a child is detrimental to society. He never states why, he just says that it is. But according to Tom Head of About.com Social Liberties, or Civil Liberties, he states that there is actually no evidence, little to no evidence, that a mother and a father are absolutely necessary in order for a child to be raised to function well in society. He also goes on to say that it's actually quite irrelevant when talking about adoption, because states do allow single people, male or female, to adopt a child, because they do recognize that providing a home for a child who doesn't have a home to a single person is a lot better than tossing a child into the foster care system. Those people who are against gay marriage and adoption would also say that two gay parents raising a child would cause more harm than good to those children. But again, Tom Head does state that there's little to no evidence that a child raised by gay parents, there's no difference between that and a child raised by heterosexual parents. And they tested that by by testing a child's mental stability, their emotional stability, and their overall happiness with the family, and they were not able to distinguish any differences between those children. In fact, the American Psychological Association, the American Sociological Association, and the American Academy of Pediatrics all endorse the legalization of gay marriage because they do recognize that putting a child into a loving home is a lot better than a child going into the foster care system. Another argument against gay marriage has to do with religion, and that's actually where most of it is stemmed from, usually from Christian-based religions. They will say that gay marriage is against their religion, it's offensive to them, and should therefore be banned across the United States. Susan Shaw and Janet Lee of Women's Voices, Feminist Visions give many examples of how religion has been used in the past to oppress not only the gay community but women and people of color as well. They state that the United States is a secular nation, so we should not be forced to live under Christian law or any other religious beliefs, and that we, as a secular nation, do have the right to practice or not practice any religion of our choosing. With that said, it's not really fair to say that we have freedom of religion in this country, but you have to live under the beliefs of a certain religion. Marriage in a secular nation should not ever have to be defined or validated by any religious beliefs. If that were the case, then we wouldn't be able to say that we do have freedom of religion in our country. There are many reasons that people use to argue against gay marriage. People say that it is unnatural and that gay people can't procreate, but adoption is something that I think gay people should do in order to start a family, to bring happiness to a child who has no family. I also believe that at the end of the day, it all boils down to equality. We all want to be treated with the same dignity and respect as our American counterparts, regardless of sexual orientation, race, or religion. Okay, I'm done.
Ooh, I skipped the whole part of accident.